A United Nations Commission of Inquiry has released a landmark report stating Israel's committing genocide in Gaza. It found Israel committed 4 of 5 acts of genocide under the 1948 Convention. The report says since October 2023, Israeli forces have bombed civilians in homes, shelters and safe zones. More than half of those killed were women, children and elderly people. Palestinians have suffered torture, sexual violence, forced displacement and cultural destruction. Israel imposed a siege on Gaza, cutting off food, water, power and medical aid, starving Palestinians and ignoring orders of the International Court of Justice. Israel deliberately inflicted conditions to destroy Palestinians in Gaza, including reproductive violence, when an IVF clinic was attacked to prevent births. These are the same 4 crimes that the International Court of Justice ordered Israel to take all measures to prevent back in January 2024. Since that ruling, nearly 40,000 Palestinians have been killed. Navi Pillay is the chair of the UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the occupied Palestinian territory. She says the goal of the Israeli government is abundantly clear.
The Commission concludes that statements made by Israeli authorities are direct evidence of genocidal intent. The Commission also concludes that the pattern of conduct is circumstantial evidence for genocidal intent, and that genocidal intent was the only reasonable inference that could be drawn from a totality of the evidence. Therefore, the Commission concludes that the Israeli authorities and Israeli security forces have the genocidal intent to destroy, in whole or in part, the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. The Commission finds that the Israeli political and military leaders are agents of the State of Israel. Therefore, their acts are attributable to the State of Israel. The Commission therefore concludes that the State of Israel bears responsibility for the failure to prevent genocide, for the commission of genocide, and for the failure to punish genocide against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.
Get now the view from Israel. Alon Pinkas is a former Israeli diplomat and he joins us from Tel Aviv. Alon, this report isn't intended to be detailed, it's intended to be damning. The convention that defines genocide as a crime was directly inspired by the genocide of 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany. What is Israel's perception of international justice and the UN's role in it?
Well, official Israel, predictably calls it fake and calls it a bogus report with a built-in anti-Israeli bias, and exactly what you would have expected from an official Israeli response. Look, you have to understand here something. Israelis at large are absolutely in denial over what's going on in Gaza, and they have been in denial over how the war has been prosecuted. Now, the UN is always seen in Israel as some kind of a nemesis, and its organizations or affiliate bodies are seen as possessing or harboring anti-Israeli sentiment. And so there you have it. But here's the thing. This commission, working as part of the Human Rights Committee, the UN Human Rights Commission, this particular commission, not only quotes the Genocide Convention, but quotes the Association of Genocide Scholars. And it must be said, I am in no position to verify what's in the report, how accurate it is, but I take it seriously because this very commission issued several reports in the past, and in all of them, Neve, they stopped short of using the term genocide.
I understand that you may, Alon, of course, it is one thing for you to take this seriously. It's a very different thing for the government of Israel to take this seriously. I mean, can Israel afford, though, to lose any more international economic and political support in the long run? I mean, Netanyahu, we know, has bragged recently about Israel being a resourceful nation in tech and weaponry, a country that can stand up to external pressure. I mean, how true is that?
It's not true. Israel is extraordinarily a product of globalization. Its economy, the stronger parts of its economy are interconnected to the world. And Mr. Netanyahu yesterday made a dystopian 1984 George Orwell-like speech about Israel becoming Sparta-like, needing to rely on an autarkic economy. He then went on to blame no other than Qatar and China. Yeah, China. For waging a war against Israel. Now, Israel can't really entertain these kind of nonsensical, dystopian, desperate ideas from the prime minister. Having said all that, he has been impervious to international pressures until now. A communique by 25 countries condemning him. He just shrugged off his shirt like some loose lint. Countries demanding that the war end and conditioning this on recognizing a Palestinian state in the upcoming UN General Assembly in a few days. Right. He again said, this is hypocrisy and double standards. The one country that has influence but has yet to use it, and there are no signs that it will, is the US.
Right. Well, Alan, let me put this to you, because, I mean, the big question is, how many more children really need to die, and how many United Nations reports need to be issued and ignored by Israel to end this genocide?
You're preaching to the converted here, because I'm a critic of what this government is doing to the point of being a persona non grata in the government. And I agree with the premise of what you just asked. And I wish the Israeli public would be more aware of not only the moral implications, but also the political implications. There's nothing in it for Israel to occupy Gaza. There is nothing in it for Israel in launching a new military offensive. Forget me, Neve. The Israeli IDF, the Israel Defense Forces chief of staff, said things to that extent. And he's a bigger authority on military issues than I am. And so I other than concur and agree with what you just asked, I just don't have an answer. I'm sorry.
Well, we obviously invite the Israeli government or representatives of it to hopefully come on and answer that question for us. But Alan, for the time being, many thanks for that. Alan Pinkas there, former Israeli diplomat, joining us from Tel Aviv.
Thank you.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.